to this issue of the cost of living and how it's affecting majority of Kenyans. Well, moving on to something else, Baringo Senator Gideon Moi has been feted as the Legislator of the Year at the Oil and Gas Awards. Moi, who also chairs the Senate Committee on Energy, was voted the Legislator of the Year by the oil and gas industry players at an event organized by Upstream Group. Here's more. It was an evening to celebrate the best in the oil and gas industry. The star attraction was Baringo Senator Gideon Moi, who bagged an award as the Legislator of the Year.
I want to say thank you for the work that you have done.
Gideon Moi was recognized for his contribution in pushing for community participation in the extractive industry through enactment of laws to ensure equity in resource distribution. One of the notable pieces of legislation that Moi has fronted is the Local Content Bill of 2016, which seeks more participation of local communities in the exploitation of natural resources in their regions. Industry players acknowledged strides made in the drafting of new laws to help better govern the nascent oil and gas sector, which has been tipped to contribute 10% to the country's GDP, translating to about 100 billion shillings.
Whilst we need to train people, we also need to keep exploring and have the fiscal framework to encourage exploration. Because 750 million barrels, everyone thinks in Turkana they're going to drive a Mercedes-Benz. But let's set the expectation. We need to keep exploring so that we can grow that resource base.
With Kenya set to start oil exports from June this year, lack of requisite skills in the oil sector has seen companies tap foreigners to plug the skills shortfall.
When we tell people that conventional oil and gas welders can make $500 a day, easy, that's the name of the game. Now you take that and decide that you can actually weld underwater, and we go to $1,000 to $2,000 a day. So the perception of this kazi ya mkono is very, very misplaced. Because what we need to start emphasizing is technical and vocational skills. When I'm looking for people, what I need are the welders. There's going to be 900 kilometers of pipeline from Lokicha to Lamu.
It's much cheaper to have local employees than bringing in or flying in expatriates. That doesn't mean that we underpay our local staff.
The need for capacity building to ensure Kenyans take a front seat in the sector is yet to fully gather steam.
When we put in part of the bill was the revenue share. And we had said it would be 30%, and the government wants to bring it down, and that's bringing a bit of an issue. And one of the issues, and they put a cap on what a county would receive. They should not receive more than what they'll get allocated in a year. Now, there's a fear that in Turkana, for example, if we follow the formula of 30, they'll be getting nearly 30 to 40 billion shillings a year as a county.
The adoption of new laws to guide policy in the oil and gas sector remains critical for Kenya, as this will end massive exploitation from international companies.
We are extremely excited, but not short term. We know this is not next year's income. Is not a short-term activity, it is a long-term activity.
For now, the country is upbeat as it joins the ranks of oil-producing nations, with oil being a sensitive commodity, especially on matters revenue sharing. If not properly governed, the oil resource could end up being a curse rather